please delete your comment. I'm not gonna delete it. I don't do that. But I want you to delete it so you don't look embarrassed out here. Girl, you embarrassing yourself. What you doing? All right, so for this next video, this is where I gather some of the comments that's been placed on my videos by random people. And I promise you, some of these, okay, to be honest, some of these conversations are good. Some of these conversations I can learn. I've learned some things. I've hoped that I kind of shed some light on some things. They're really constructive, and I appreciate that. If that's you, I appreciate you, and I want you to subscribe to my channel so we can continue these constructive conversations for the better me and you. But there is a lot of maybe trolls. Maybe they're trolling me, and I understand if they're trolling me. I fall for that trap a lot of the times. It's cool, but I honestly feel like there's a lot of ignorant, stupid people out there, and for some reason they're gravitating to my channel, spewing the most idiotic words combined, and I'm wasting my time and energy reading it. But at the end of the day, I just have to laugh at it. Like there's no avoiding this type of stupidness out there. There's no avoiding it. So I just have to learn how to just take it as it comes and just keep it pushing with the amazing content that I'm providing on a day-to-day basis. So the first person that we're going to bring up to the stage right now is Mimi. Okay. She said, Cornel West and his white woman better leave Candace alone. Now, this is the Candace Owens and Cornel West debate that I posted. And I see this all the time. People are always criticizing Cornel West for having a white wife. But then when she said it, it just reminded me. Cornel West and his white woman better leave Candace alone. But isn't Candace Owens married to a white guy? What? I don't know if she's trolling me. I don't think she is, because I told her in a comment, please delete your comment. I'm not going to delete it. I don't do that. But I want you to delete it so you don't look embarrassed out here. Girl, you embarrassing yourself. What you doing? But Candace is married to a white, but you talking about Cornel being married to the ignorance on some people. Man, I need to talk to their mamas. All right, so the next person. Let's see. Okay, this is a lighter one here. We're gonna get up to the more conversational ones. This one here. What about, this is from Richard. What about the Black Panthers, the NAACP, affirmative action? What is a racist? Now, this is on some random video, and I think he's being genuine. Like, what is a racist? Like, what about the Black Panthers and NAACP? Affirmative action was to combat racism, to the systematic racism that was just in your face back in what, the 60s, 50s, 40s, all that good stuff. It was to combat that as much as possible. There was discrimination happening in the workplace, going to colleges, going to schools. It was blatant racism. So how do you combat that? Not with more racism. You need to counter that. You need to be the yin and the yang to that. That's what that was for. The NAACP is literally a group to combat that. They look at, some of the systematic stuff that's going on. They talk about it. They have conversations. They figure some things out to combat that. I don't understand. Just Google it. What about the Black Panthers? Marvel did themselves a disjustice when they made a movie called Black Panther, because now people think that's what the Black Panther is. Back in the 50s and 60s and 70s, the Black Panthers was called, the correct name is the Black Panther Party of Self-Defense. Of self-defense. Come on, man, pick up a book. Google some things. The Black Panther Party of Self-Defense. They were policing. Their main job, I mean, they did a lot of community stuff, like the breakfast program. He did a lot of things. They actually combated some of the, the gang violence, the drug dealing. They combated everything, but their main, I guess, what they're really made really was more popular was policing the police, defending the Black Panther Party of Self-Defense. Like, it's in their name. I have no idea if Richard is trolling me or if he just needs someone to hold his hand and teach him some of the basic things that's happened in America. Like, I don't know. It's hard for me to be mad at him because I don't know if he just really needs someone to teach him some things. All right. So now we have Billy Watson. Okay, is Billy Watson the no, that's Bobby Watson from Shazam, right? I don't know. Anyway, he said, "All right, my guy, you completely missed the point." Now, this is a video I did about Michael Knowles being a grifter. He was answering some questions and vaccines and medical field and politics and science and all that. He said, "You completely missed the point of the question and conversation. The science that you trust is no longer true and balanced. It's now political. The question was political. How do I say and do true things in the medical field in California that might contradict political opinions without facing certain consequences?" His answer: vote to change political opinions so it stays true with medical facts, or move somewhere that aligns with your political values. All right. So I thought about this. I was like, okay, what is missing with what he's saying? Now, when he says the science that you trust is no longer true and balanced, that I could understand why people would say that. Like, I don't trust everything that, X, Y, and Z might say. I understand that. But when he says it's now political, the question was political. No, that's where the problem is. Science, scientific studies should not and cannot. We can't allow it to be political. Science is supposed to be the origin of studies. Like, hey, people spent years upon years studying, researching to figure out A, B, and C. And now they're at X, Y, and Z. We're supposed to use that as a foundation of understanding a lot of things. And when it comes to vaccines, it needs to be, now when it comes to the vaccine, science and the government needs to work together eventually, especially when it comes to medicine. The science comes up with a vaccine. They do their studying. They do their diligence and their honest work behind it. The government takes that information and communicates that to the public. This is what the scientists, this is what the people we pay the money for came up with. Boom, here it is. The science needs to do their job and do the research. The government is supposed to be transparent and trustworthy enough to give out that information. When the government starts to politicize and weaponize science, that's when it becomes a problem. That's a whole nother conversation. What I don't like what Michael did was, instead of telling that young lady, hey, you're going into the medical field, this is what you want to study, this is what you're going to try to combat. I need you to do your own studying. I need you to get into those books. I need you to get into that laboratory, whatever that they do. I need you to be that person that I can turn to and say, is this vaccine safe? I need you to give me the pros and the cons, because I don't trust Dr. Fauci. I don't trust Biden. I don't trust Trump. I don't trust Republicans or Democrats. You're the science. You're the scientist. You're the doctor. You're the nurse. I need you to be honest and 100% transparent with me. Give me the information. What is the pros? What is the cons? That's what I wish he would have said. But what he said was, vote Republican. Vote Republican. What Republican or Democrat is in that scientific field? Who has a bachelor's or a master's degree in anything that can understand the science? I don't think any of them understand anything. Look at Herschel Walker. They really tried to push Herschel Walker. You think he can break down a scientific document and research and opinions? You think he can read that and break that down and explain that to us? Really? Joe Biden can't even do that. But you want this person, this young lady, to vote for a politician who doesn't know anything, honestly, to vote for them to be in power to do what? Republicans don't even understand voting results. They deny that. Why do you think I'm going to trust them with medicine results, with explaining the vaccines? Really? That's the issue I have. I think government and science needs to work together. Government needs to be transparent. The science needs to be trustworthy. But once you start putting that kind of information into grifters' hands, into these politicians who only want the votes to win, that's all they want. They're not really trying to make positive change. They just want to win. They just want to dunk on the other side and win seats. That's it. Why put that information into their hands when we know they're going to be disingenuous about the information? They do it with everything else, Republicans and Democrats. So why would Michael Knowles point this young lady to disingenuous people when that young lady can be the person we can get the transparency from? That's all I'm trying to say. You can't argue that. That's pretty simple. Boom. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. All right. So our last one is, I think this is our last one. Yeah. Jose Reyes said, you gained a new subscriber. I don't agree with you hardly anything you say, which that kind of hurt my feelings. But he said, but I think keeping in touch with opposing opinions is important. So thank you for that. You know what, young man, you are welcome. I would disagree with anything you say any day if that makes you happy. But, you know, he sent a whole chapter, you know, in my comments. But this is what I wanted to point out. He said, but simply saying he's just saying what they want to hear. And this is regarding the whole Michael Knowles and the whole science and vaccines. Have you not listened to anyone from the left lately? Obviously, I have. Literally, every other word is capsulated with a lie, which is true. Both sides. If you need examples, I'd be more happy to provide you, blah, blah. So that first half, it's a left and a right issue. There's no, you can probably pick one person from the left, one person from the right, but them as a whole party They're all shady. They're all in it for themselves. They're all in it just to embolden their pockets. They don't care about us. Okay, that's the gist of both sides. So you kind of threw me off with that. But lastly, throwing out terms like grifter without substantiating your argument doesn't bring much merit to the argument you made. Show your work. Why is what he is saying grifting? Do we need to have a class on what a grifter is? A grifter in the simplest way I can put it is someone willing to tell you what needs to be told to make them look good or make them richer in any sense. You know what I'm saying? If they can scam $1 off you by saying, oh man, that dress looks good on you. Oh, let me sell you these earrings. Oh, the earrings look real. He's grifting you. He's telling you what you want to hear so you can fall for it and then benefit him in any way. And with Michael Knowles in this, the example with him talking to the young lady, he wants Republican voters. He wants more Republican voters because that makes him look good. That makes his party look good. That essentially puts more money into his pockets. So he's going to say whatever he needs to say to get more Republican voters. I've watched probably hundreds at this point of Michael Knowles and other videos of people who are similar to him really go against his own audience. Like I said, he could have simply told the young lady to, hey, I need you to do your own research, do your own studying, and then you tell people the pros and cons of the vaccines or whatever is going to happen in the future. But no, he told her to vote Republican, knowing Republicans don't give a damn about research. They're not going to do studying. No, we know that. And if you disagree with that, you're the problem. I know Democrats do the same thing. I don't listen to every single word and believe every single thing they tell me. No, I do my own studying. I've read dozens upon dozens of books about different subjects to have my own foundation of truth. That's where it comes from. I don't get it from Joe Biden or just AOC or Bernie Sanders. That's not how that works. If Michael Knowles wasn't being the grifter, he would have told that young lady the truth. Do your own research, do your own studying, and then come to me with the information, and then we can have that conversation. But of course, he tells her to go vote. To me, that's grifting, and there's plenty of other examples. He just feeds his audience information they want to hear. That's why we hear all this crazy, the LGBTQ community wants to eat your kids and make them all gay. Like, no, that's not true. But that's what his audience wants to hear. And they pay, and he gets millions of views because it's confrontational. But he says, what other accounts do you have of this happening? What in particular makes his argument not compelling to you? I just explained it to you. So hopefully this video helps you. And please don't be that idiot that I'm going to make fun of in my comment section, because I'm going to make a video about you because it's entertaining and it's content. So let's go to the next video.
Thank you for listening, and don't forget to join the conversation by subscribing. Make sure to tune in next time, and like always, power to you, power to me, power to the people, power to the pod.